Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. I wanted to come on in today's video to talk about the really strange energy that we're moving through right now. We're in a sort of limbo collectively, and I know that a lot of you have been picking up on this and feeling this. So I really wanted to dive into some of what you might be experiencing around this to hopefully bring you some sense of clarity or comfort along this path, because there is so much shifting on a collective level. And from some perspective, everything is feeling brand new right now. There's this kind of newness buzzing in the air. So at times you may feel yourself seeing things from that new perspective, and you may find that you suddenly feel like you're being given some bigger vision for yourself or your life, or you're suddenly kind of seeing things from a bird's eye view and feeling really inspired by that higher vision. But at other moments, you may feel the exact opposite. And I am talking to the extreme, where you feel so lost and so confused and so uncertain about what's coming next for you. And there's actually a reason that the energy is moving like this, that we're kind of moving from highs to lows. And it is because the space we're moving into is brand new, but it's also because the space that we're coming out of is crumbling. So we no longer have access to those old versions of reality in the same way. And it's almost as though our system, like our very cells and definitely our emotions, are subconsciously picking up on the fact that we cannot access that old familiar reality, which, yes, is a reality that we've outgrown. So from this higher perspective, it's actually a beautiful thing that we can't access it anymore, because it means that we're ready for this new reality. And what I'm hearing is, ironically, this new reality that you're stepping into is the one that you've prayed for. It's the one you've been manifesting, that you've been asking for, that you've been requesting. But it's also scaring you at times, or bringing up these fears, because in order for that door to open, this door to the past is closing. And so there are a few messages, and this energy, I will preface by saying, is so complex and so multi-layered that I have been working with it quite a bit. This morning, for a couple hours, I was working to kind of unravel some of this energy and get to the bottom of what is going on here and start to put together some pieces of it. But again, it's very complex and very multi-layered. So I definitely don't expect that in this one video, we're going to get through every layer of what's going on here. But I hope that this gives you one more piece to the puzzle. And if nothing else, I hope that this helps you move one step forward into the unknown here, because so much does feel so unknown in this new energy space that we're working with as a collective. I was scrolling Instagram Reels last night, and I saw that one creator on Instagram was talking about how this energy that we're moving into is brand new for everyone. Like, no one really has it fully figured out yet. No one really knows exactly what they're doing in this space yet. And I completely resonate with that. And I feel we are all feeling that and sensing that to different degrees. But one thing I love about this channel is sharing my journey with all of you in real time. And I know that so many of you are sharing your journeys along with me as well. And we're walking this together. So I just wanted to create this portal, if you will, through this video that we can open up together and get a conversation started about how this new energy is feeling and ideas on what's going on here and how to work with it moving forward. So if you do feel guided to share anything you've been feeling lately, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into some of the notes that I took. And again, this is a highly complex kind of task here. And this is really just going to be scratching the surface layer. And maybe some of you will have your own thoughts or insights in the comments section that will further help us to unpack some of what's going on here. And I know that in future videos here on the channel, we will continue diving into this as well. But the first thing that I want to say is what I wrote down is you are moving from looking towards what's falling away, but I'm also getting the word dissolving, to claiming the vision that's been trying to emerge within you. And so first of all, with that word dissolving, or even the words falling away, there is this sense that not only, okay, this is going to get so quantum. I am hoping this video reaches the ones of you here on the channel that love the quantum content. I know some of you really enjoy that content because we're going to go so quantum here. And apologies if at times I feel in this video that I may be, I don't know, like at times stumbling over certain words or trying to kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'm moving through mud in a way, or moving through like water. Like there's a heaviness around all of this in a way, but I still wanted to open up this video. Again, I feel it's almost like this living portal in a way that we're opening up here together that can help us start to unpack this, because I know many of you are feeling the heaviness as well. But if at times I seem a little different in this video, or like I'm pausing more or stuttering at times, it's because I am also feeling the heaviness of this and kind of trying to sift through it as we are going through the reading to pull through some insights that we can all hopefully connect with and apply in meaningful ways. Just a little disclaimer there. And I know not all of you necessarily enjoy the more quantum, like fluid style content. This is just what I'm really feeling guided to do. So I hope it reaches those of you who do really enjoy these types of videos. So to go quantum here, when we say that what has been the past is falling away or dissolving, the comparison that I'm getting is almost like when something falls off of like a criminal record, or like some kind of, there's a disciplinary system and then something completely like falls off of that record, almost like it never existed, right? Or let's say with like the physical body, it's like something that you had been struggling with just like vanishes and doesn't even leave a scar or a mark. It's just like it never happened. And these are, of course, just like comparisons. They're metaphors, but what I'm getting is that's kind of what's happening in this new energy. When I say it's new, it's not like another chapter. It's like a whole different reality. And in this reality, the energy, the frequency is so different that it's almost altering the frequency of the past. Now, of course, we still have conscious memories of the past, like in our mind. For some reason, I'm specifically getting something about the past 10 years, which is interesting because, as many of you know, there is this trend right now where people are getting really nostalgic for 2016. And of course, if you're watching this later than 2026, it is 2026 as of when I'm recording this. But a lot of people are getting very nostalgic for 2016, and it's 2026 now. And so there's something about this like past 10-year period. And what I'm getting is that collectively, the reason that people are getting so nostalgic for 2016 right now is because we are sensing that something about like the past 10 years is almost like dissolving or falling away. But I'm also hearing it's falling away in the same way that training wheels on a bicycle would. So it's not that it wasn't important or that it didn't serve a purpose. In fact, it was a training ground and it trained us into something and it prepared us for something. But I'm also getting that it was very, at times, heavy and burdensome and messy. And there may have been a lot of very heavy events and things that happened for us the past 10 years. So the sense that I get is that it's falling off our record, in the sense that it's going to feel so new moving forward that we're actually going to feel almost a disconnect from things that may have happened between now and like 2016, almost as though, not that those years didn't happen, but like they were all this training ground preparing us for something, and now they're falling away and no longer affecting our frequency. So I'm getting that for many of us, we may have gone through traumas or really heavy situations or heartbreaks or things of that nature the past 10 years that we've been really carrying around. But I'm getting this like strange sensation where we are going to notice those things literally like falling away off of our energy, as though, yes, they prepared us and they opened us up and they may have awakened us and like prepared our energy field in certain ways. But now that we're in that new energy, it's almost like the events or the hurts or the pains or the heartbreaks that caused us to get into this new energy become like irrelevant in a way, like they no longer are affecting us or causing us pain, almost like we feel more disconnected from them in a sense. And so that is why many people are getting this nostalgia for 10 years ago, because they're feeling this really strange sensation around the passage of time, specifically in the last 10 years, because of this frequency jump that's taking place and how it's like, I don't want to say it's like erasing that period of time. It's not that it's erasing the effects of it, but it's almost like erasing from our energy the pain that it may have caused or any rupture that it may have caused in our energy, and like moving us to a more like pure energetic place where we are unaffected by things that may have happened during that time. That again, I have to keep emphasizing, they really did serve a purpose and an important purpose, but it's almost like we were keeping the purpose, like the preparation from those events, but also feeling a lot of pain associated with them as well. But now that pain is being wiped away, or like we're being set free from it in a sense, while still retaining the positive effect of whatever those things were that we may have gone through. So I know that this is getting really quantum. And I also know that this may not resonate for everyone. Take this however it's connecting for you. I might be speaking to a very specific collective here, but it's very important in this energy that you remain focused on where you're moving towards and where you're going, not where you've been. And I was taken back to the imagery of Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible, and how when Lot and his wife were leaving the city, his wife looked back, and in the story, she was like frozen in place, like turned into a pillar of salt, as the story goes. And so the symbolism is not to look back on what you're leaving behind, but to look where you're going, and that your focus is very important to prevent you from getting stuck or getting frozen. So what I'm getting is, if you focus on what feels like it's dissolving, or you try to cling on to what is falling away that served its purpose, but that is falling off of your energy, if you become hyper fixated on it, or like longing to like return back to it, or return back to those like familiar systems and things that were so limiting to you and may have even caused you emotional pain, but also brought a sense of comfort and familiarity, those things are dissolving. They served their purpose. You've taken the up leveling, you've taken the shift, and now they're like dissolving from your energy. But looking back on them and trying to cling onto them is going to leave you feeling at times like you're frozen in place. Of course, not permanently. You can get out of that at any time by shifting your focus. But again, the focus has to be shifted towards where you're going. But of course, when I shift this channeling into quote unquote where you're going, the word unknown comes out. Not that it's unknown to your soul knows where you're going, but that your conscious mind is probably freaking out because it doesn't know how to work with this new energy. It doesn't have that sense of familiarity with the energy that it's working with or where it's going to go from here. And so you may notice that, yes, you like catch these flashes or these glimpses of vision where you feel like you're seeing how everything comes together, or this bigger picture for yourself or your business or your relationships or your life or whatever it is. But then it's almost like there is this temptation to look back or to freak out because your past is dissolving in some kind of way. And so the message here is that the focus that you activate right now is more important than ever before. Activating your focus is going to lead to more powerful amplification than ever before. So whatever you focus upon is very quickly going to feel as though it is amplifying itself in your reality faster than ever before, whether you are focusing on your vision for the future, what you desire for your life, what you feel yourself moving into, and the exhilaration of that, even in the unknown, or whether you're focused on freaking out because the past is dissolving and you can't cling on to it in the same way anymore. In either case, your focus is really going to amplify whatever is going on. And I'm getting that at times this can lead to anxious tendencies. So you may feel waves of fear or anxiety that come up, and this is your whole system sensing what is dissolving. I mean, another way to look at it is it's the year of the snake still shedding its skin, because we aren't yet into fully the year of the horse yet. I believe it starts on like February 17th. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But we are still in the Chinese zodiac year of the snake. And so we are still in this period of time, and in fact, the most intense period of time, where we are going to be going through this sort of final push, this final clearing. And I actually saw a reel on Instagram that deeply resonated, and I feel that I was meant to also share this message and relay this. And the reel was about how the more intensive the emotions you are feeling right now, the higher of a quantum leap you're going to make in the year of the horse when it begins in 2026, but of course, really more so in mid-February 2026. And so if you are really going through it right now and you're really feeling a lot of emotional intensity, that means there is more being cleared within you to make space for even more success, abundance, happiness, love, connection. And I'm even getting this message that I keep getting this message of you looking back a year from now, like in 2027, in January 2027, maybe even save this video and come back to it if you feel inspired to that. Because what I'm getting is you're going to be able to look back a year from now, and you're going to look at now and you're going to say, wow, I was in the unknown. I had no idea what was going on. I was scared of this new energy I was working with, but I kept believing in this vision that I couldn't yet fully see, but I could kind of sense forming around me. And look how magically everything turned out, because what I'm getting is you are going to be taking the biggest quantum leap of your life this year. But of course, you have to trust the process, and that's so much easier said than done. So I hope that I can support you along this journey. And one tool that I did want to provide here in this video to support you is a new subliminal that I am creating today. I'm going to try to get it out tonight, if not maybe in the morning, but this one is called Divine Physical Stability. If you are someone who has been dealing with looping thoughts, anxiety, even panic attacks or fears coming up, while you may have a tendency through the conscious mind to judge yourself for that, at the end of the day, the reason that you struggle with these anxious thoughts and feelings is because you are actually very gifted, and you have this ability to see and to sense and to feel into the spiritual realm, into invisible energies that are very real, but that most people don't have the ability to perceive. And so I am creating this as a tool that can really help you to ground and to center yourself when you're in those moments, when you're feeling anxious, or during a moment of nervous system dysregulation, or even after, like in the aftermath of feeling very ungrounded or anxious or having a panic attack or something like that. And so it's meant to really help you to soothe yourself, to recenter yourself, and not only that, but to actually reconnect to the divine purpose, the gift, behind and beneath those anxious or looping feelings that you may be experiencing. So this subliminal, of course, like all of my subliminals, will be in the Sound and Soulful app, which I know many of you are using already. If you don't have it yet, you can search for it in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Or you can also click the link that I will be leaving in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. And that link will take you directly to it in the App Store. So you can download it directly from there if you do feel inspired to it. And I will update the pinned comment and description box as well when this Divine Physical Stability Subliminal is created for you. I hope that this is a tool that can really help you in those moments in real time and in the aftermath to soothe yourself and to come back to your center and to remember the purpose beneath it all, but also to really reconnect with your true power, because I feel this video is going to reach a specific collective that is going to be coming into this era of realizing just how powerful they really are and have been all along. And I'm actually getting that many of those things about you that actually make you so powerful are also things about you that, like anxiety, may have been misconstrued by society or by people around you. And so really, I hope that just generally this channel can be a space where you feel seen and supported in a way that you may not be able to access all the time in your waking daily life, because so many of us are scattered all over the world, different places all over the globe. And that's a beautiful thing, because we are illuminating so many different spaces geographically and radiating these powerful light codes that are shifting the frequency of the planet in so many ways. But I also know that it can be really isolating at times. And so personally, I am really grateful for this virtual space and having a place where we can come together. It feels like being a group of like 300,000 friends all over the world. And I'm so grateful for that. But I hope that you can find some kind of comfort in this space as well. So I'm going to go ahead and close things out there, but I am really sending you so much love during this time. I know the energy is really intense, so do what you need to do to take care of yourself, whatever that is for you, whatever your rituals and routines are. You know, of course, how to work with your personal energy. I know this space we're moving into collectively is so different from anything we've stepped into before, but we are going to figure it out together, one piece at a time. And I hope to be here with you every step of the way. I love you, and I will connect with you here again in the next video.